Okay, we're going to move to the next step. So the paint is dry. We have painted both sides. Any touch-ups, anything that you need to do so it looks perfect, clean, and those edges look great. So as you can see, it's all dry. Now on the back, I'm going to attach my stencil. Okay, so you have received this little tool and this little tool. This will help you to set your stencil on the wood. You have received a gold stencil, and also we have added a transfer tape. This is how it looks like. This is going to help us to transfer this design into your heart. So what we are going to do is, the intention is that this heart will sit on a table. So let's say we'll sit like this. So let me show you. If it sits like that, or like this. Okay. So what I want to do is, we have added some little gold dots that I want you to remove and start adding outside of where you're going to put the loft, just so we can remove those. And here's what I'm going to suggest. I want you to be careful with this tool. This is going to help you if you need to get those pieces removed from there. Okay, so I'm going to put a few like toward the edges, because remember, I'm going to leave the space in the center for my stencil. So I'm just trying to make sure that I only remove the love with the tape. So I'm just playing with where I'm going to put it. Now, if you are okay, you can also just use your fingernails. I know that some patients obviously have some challenges there. So we're just going to put it in different places. You don't have to use all the little dots that I have added for you, just a few. And I will not add them all on the same size. I usually try to create a rhythm and a balance and something that is uneven when I create those little splashes of color. So you want something that is uneven. And for that, you want to mix larger dots with small ones and the tiny ones. Okay, so I'm just going to transfer some of those. Okay, now let's go and see how we use this transfer tape. This transfer tape is just going to help you to transfer this design into the wood. So you're going to peel off one side. Okay, and you're going to put it on top of the design. Okay, that's the first step we're going to do. And then you're going to use this tool to make sure that this design attaches. And what I'm looking for specifically is the love. I don't need this gold piece. We just wanted you to have enough space for there. So see how I am using this tool to make sure that there is a strong contact between the transfer tape and my vinyl. So see how this surface is very helpful. The cardboard, you're going to use it while you paint, you're going to use it while you tint your paper, you're going to use it when you are transferring. Okay. I really want to make sure that we create there the transfer. Okay. So we're going to take a look, and we got exactly what I wanted, which was the love. Okay, so slowly and carefully. Okay, don't go fast in this process. So you really help in those areas that when you start peeling the transfer tape from the paper, from the vinyl, if those pieces are not coming, just keep working on that. But also, this is why you have this tool, so you help that transfer. And see how I'm doing it slowly. Again, I don't need this piece of vinyl. I can add my little dots later. What I'm concentrating on is my love sign. And I'm going to be very careful and slowly. See how here is not removing that piece. I'm going to go back, use my tool. Okay, and then if I need, I can use my little tool. Let's see, it's coming. Awesome. Okay, and we got it. Okay, now see how I don't need this gold. That's extra vinyl. Okay. See what I have here? Now, if you are going to put your piece that way, I want you to think about how you want that love sign. So let's say I want it this way. I want to make sure that there's enough space that is center. And then if I'm happy with the location, I want to make sure that, let's see if I put it that way. I think it will be cool. Okay, it's down. Okay, go back with your tool. Okay. Now you're going to help that, by using this tool, you're going to help that vinyl to attach to the surface. In this case, it's the wood. You don't have to press super hard, just make sure you go over. Okay, now it's time to remove that tape. Again, remember your little tool. Okay, so we're going to use your tool. So when we are peeling off, let me see if I can bring this down. When I'm peeling off, I want to double check that this is attaching to the wood. I can use my finger, I can use my little tool, and I move slowly. I'm not in a rush. Okay, it's working well. Taking my time, okay? So why do I have to make sure that this surface is dry? Because if it is not dry, it's going to be a mess. You're going to peel that paint. So this paint is dry for 24 hours before I do these. Or at least I'm going to make sure that it's super dry to the touch. Okay, got it. Now you could reuse this, so if you want, go back and attach it to that paper that you peel off from, because you could actually reuse that. So in other, maybe you love the stencil part of it and you feel like, oh, I want to do more of these, and you have access to more vinyl, or in future projects that you have from Feel Beautiful Today will include more vinyl, then you can certainly reuse that. Again, these are tools that I want you to keep, because it's like helping you build your art box. So you have paint and brushes, and soon you become a expert crafter or artist. So that is the transfer of my sign. See? And what I'm going to do now is I have a few dots. I'm going to remove these, throw it away. Okay. So I hope you're having fun and you're learning something new. Okay, so I think I want to add a few of my dots to different places. I think I'm going to do some of my small ones. Oops. This can happen. Okay. And I think I'm going to add one more. Wonder if there. Okay, perfect. If I need to go over any edges, it is ready. Okay, so one more step on your heart. Remember, we have a little bag that has some bling. In my original design, I have something like this. So I'm going to add, this already is sticky, so you peel off. Oops, let me see. You peel off here. The whole thing should come. And you're going to put it wherever you want. In this case, I'm going to follow my design, okay? So I'm going to go parallel to my line here. When I make sure it's straight, I'm just going to press down. Okay, there you go. Okay, and we're going to do the second one. I'm going to do the second one around here. Again, it's your design. You can put it wherever you want. And I'm going to put it around here. And again, I'm going to make sure that it's straight and parallel to my line. Okay, what is next? You have a Sharpie, and we have created different prompts and inspiration ideas for you. So the intention of this piece is really that you write some prayers or affirmations, mantras, however you want to call them. I think that there are days where we all wake up and negative thoughts and heavy thoughts come to our hearts. Well, we have created prompts, inspirations, and just ideas for you to think about something that is close to your heart, that you need to be reminded of, and phrases that can help you to just feel stronger. I think that it is so important to take care of our mental health, and this is just a simple way. My intention is that you have this peace, like if you are in the hospital, that maybe you put it in a place where it's visible. You can always see that love that is so meaningful, love from people surrounding you, love from anyone that you feel is important in your life, love that you give, love that you receive, and also those ideas, mantras, affirmations that hopefully will serve as really encouragement during this time. So we're going to encourage you to write a few of those prayers or affirmations in the white spaces, and then your piece will be complete. And then we will work on finalizing our mini journal. Okay, so the next step is to select the quotes, the mantras, the prayers, the affirmations that you're going to write on your heart. And what I did is I used my cell phone. I went to Pinterest. I Googled different affirmations or Bible verses or anything that you feel you want to keep in your heart. You want your mind to repeat constantly. And some of these things, like I've been practicing affirmations and an affirmative prayer for many years. And it's so powerful because it really changes kind of like your brain and your thoughts. So not necessarily that I have everything that I'm writing, but that I want to believe in that and I want to have it and keep it in my heart and my soul. So I just use my cardboard to write some of those, so then I can decide on, you know, which ones I want to write on my heart. So think about those mantras or prayers or affirmations that you feel you need. It's something very private. It's something that you are going to have next to you. Again, I want you to use this heart as a reminder of love, as a reminder of love yourself, take care of yourself, and be kind with yourself. And then we are all human, so we all can use some help and positive affirmations. So I'm going to go ahead and select about 2 or 3 quotes or mantras that I'm going to put here. There's probably one Bible verse that I find that is beautiful and so present right now in my life. So I invite you to take a time, maybe listen to some music, do some maybe meditation, and then select the quotes that you would like to have in your heart and continuously try to keep close to your mind and heart. Okay, so let's work on that. Okay, so now we're going to work on our mini journal. This is kind of like the end result, but I'm going to show you. So remember those pieces of paper that we did some tinting. So this is the result of the lighter coffee tinting that we did. This is the darker tinting. This is when we painted with the tea. And this is when I applied the bags of tea on the paper. So you see it's darker, but it's still, see how they're softer and they're beautiful surfaces to write or create any drawings. If you use a thicker paper, then it will be more like what the paper that we're giving you. But again, we are giving you ideas of any kind of additional paper that you can add to your mini journal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold each page, the ones that we have given you, and again the ones that you are adding. We're going to fold it in half, and I'm going to do this one by one. Okay. Then I'm going to go with the ones that we tinted. And the last one. Okay, now I'm going to create my little mini journal. I'm going to put them in the order that I want. I think I'm going to alternate a lighter with a darker. So I'm going to do that. So I hope that you use this mini journal to write or draw. You also have a nice ribbon. So we're going to just do something like this. And then we have also provided a wax seal with a sticky dot. I'm going to put it right there, and then it's ready for you to start writing, recording your thoughts, maybe writing poems, whatever comes to your mind. Okay, what I did here is I think I used a little bit of the sparkling details, the bling from my heart. I used a little bit here, so that's something that you also can do if you want, or you can just leave it like that. One more thing, if you happen to have gold paint left over from any other of our projects or something around, you could also go around maybe some of the edges of the pages and dab a little bit of gold into the edges. That's just ideas, but it's a beautiful way to record something. So I hope you enjoy this program. I hope that those beautiful affirmations and Bible verses, prayers, however you want to call them, help you and support you during this journey.